Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, just bring your hands into your lap or in your thighs. Just without changing your breath, just locate your breath in your body as you naturally breathe in and out. And notice where it's the most pronounced. And then see if you can carry that breath outward, right, to start to carry it beyond that central location. So like for me, it's in my chest, so I'm trying to expand it out almost to my shoulders, down to my belly, and just breathing in and out through your nose here. And starting to make that breath more intentional. And see if you can start to carry the breath down your arms, down your legs, and into the back side of your torso as much as the front side. And then draw an imaginary invisible outline around your entire body. And see as you breathe in and out here, if you can just soften that line. And allow the breath to expand outward beyond the perimeter of your body. So imagine almost like our aura, right? The breath is moving from inside and carrying beyond our skin, beyond our outline. Okay, and now let's just do a little bit of Nadi Shodhana, so alternate nostril breathing, really good for finding a sense of centering and equanimity in our nervous, like regulating our nervous system, and a sense of equanimity really in our heads, right? From our left hemisphere part of our brain to the right. Okay, so you're going to take your right hand, you're going to keep your thumb and your pinky out, curl your 3 fingers in, bring your thumb onto the one nostril, take an inhale through the other nostril, and then just exhale it out. Stay there. Okay, now inhale through the nostril. We're going to put the pinky finger on the opposite nostril, release the thumb, and exhale the breath out through the other side. Now stay there. Inhale. Close it off with the thumb, release the pinky at the same time, and exhale out. Stay there. Inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. Inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. Inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. You can close your eyes here. Keep going. Inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. Inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. A few more times. Inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. Inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. Inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. Last time, inhale. Close it off, release, and exhale. Okay, go ahead and release your hands into your lap. And just take some really nice, even inhales and exhales, just letting that Nadi Shodhana alternate nostril breathing settle in your system. Okay. And then just go ahead and open up your eyes. We'll come into child's pose. So go ahead and come onto your knees wide, big toes towards one another, forehead down. And just continuing with that nice, easy inhale and exhale, in and out through your nose as best you can. Okay, let's add a little side stretch here. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Bring your head towards your right knee. And then bring your left hand on top of your right hand. Feel that lengthening that it gives you through the left side of your body, and pour the breath in between each rib in your side body. Feel the breath and the ribs kind of expand and open on the inhale, and soften, release, contract on the exhale. And then come back to the center, other side. Walk your hands over and bring your right hand on top of your left hand. Bring your awareness to your ribs. Pour the breath in between each rib in your rib cage. Feeling it expand and fall and soften with each breath. And then come back to the center. And then come up onto your hands and knees. So from here, cat-cow pose, right? From table position with an inhale, lift your chin and your chest, arch your back. Your exhale, drop your chin and round your back. And again, inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, round. One more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Okay, from here, come to neutral, sit back onto your heels. We're gonna do a little side stretch here. So you can stay on your mat. I'm just kind of showing you from the side. Reach your arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms up, lift up out of your waist. And then reach your arms out to your sides. Now we're gonna bring the right fingertips down for a side stretch. Reach your left arm up over your head. Now from here, you're gonna rise up onto your knees and extend your left leg out for this little side stretch. So bigger stretch, pushing through the outer edge of that extended foot. And then we'll rise up to gate pose. So push down through your feet, slide your arm down your leg, reach your other arm over. And then release your hands down onto the floor in front of you. So you're in table position, but with the one leg extended, and you're gonna reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. So lean back here. Feel this opening through the chest. And then set it down. Now reach your right arm up. We're gonna thread the needle. Thread your arm underneath the other arm. Bring your head and your shoulder down and root your opposite palm down. And then you can stay there or wrap your top arm behind your back. See if you can reach for that opposite thigh and use it as a little leverage to turn your chest up. So just kind of starting to wring out our body, our muscles, our nerves, our organs. Okay, and then slowly release, rise up onto your hands and knees. You're gonna sit back, or you're gonna bring your knee back in, sit back onto your heels, big inhale, reach your arms above your head. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms up, lift up out of your waist. And then reach your arms out into a T position. Now this time we'll take the side stretch, left fingertips down, reach your right arm up for a little side stretch. Now rise up onto your knees and extend your right leg over. Feel that side stretch pushing through the outer edge of that right foot. Now gate pose, inhale, rise up, slide your arm down your leg, reach your other arm over. Get that other side. And then release your hands down in front of you so you're in this like table-like position. Now from here, reach your right arm up. Same arm as your extended leg. Lean back. Sometimes I get a little crack in my back there. Okay, and then set it down. Now we'll thread the needle, take the twist, reach your left arm up. Won't go as high, then thread the arm underneath the other arm. Bring your head and shoulder down, root that right palm down. You can stay there or wrap your arm behind your back. Bringing everything out here. Okay, and then release. Come up onto your hands, pull your knee in, sit back onto your heels. Now hands behind your back, fingertips point forward, lift your hips, lift your chest, and let your head fall back. Just opening up really nice and controlled the front side of your body. And then lower down. Okay, from here, walk your hands forward. Let's come to downward facing dog. Okay, so spread your fingers, arms straight, hips lift up. Bend your right knee, drop your left heel down towards the floor. Feeling the back of that left leg open up. And then switch. Bending the left knee, right heel descends down, doesn't need to touch. Breathing is in and out through your nose. And then even out your sides. Now look up, walk your feet up all the way to the top of the mat. Take as many steps as you need. Reach your heart forward. And from here, squat, turn your toes open, bend your knees, and sit into Malasana. Okay, so palms together in front of your heart, nice lift in your chest, heavy in the tailbone. And then bring your right hand down, nice open twist, reach your left arm up. Just have your shoulder in the inside of your knee. And then set it down, other side. Reach up. Lean over. That's it, set it down. Now crawl your fingertips forward, drop your head, bow forward. Big stretch for the back. And then walk your hands in, lift your hips, turn your toes forward and bow forward. Right, so if you do have low back stuff, doesn't feel great in your low back, bend your knees a lot or stay in that squat. And then just rock from side to side here. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, use that as a little more weight to pull you down. And then pause in the middle, bend your knees, belly towards your spine, and we're gonna roll up one vertebrae at a time to standing. Okay, good. Loop your shoulders up and back and release. All right, feet together, top of the mat. Let's do some sun salutations. Turn your palms open, nice and easy. Big inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale up halfway. We'll step back to plank pose and hold in plank, this upper push-up position. Shoulders over your wrists, heels are over your toes, belly lifts in and up. Okay, now from here, drop your knees down, come all the way down onto your belly. Sphinx pose. Rise up onto your elbows. Nice lift in your chest, rooting down through all 10 toes, especially the pinky toes. Right, heavy in your hips, relaxing your shoulders. Okay, so that may be enough of a back bend. You can always do this instead of cobra or up dog. Otherwise, let's try cobra, hands by the sides of your chest, right where the elbows were. Lift up, keep your hips heavy, and then rock your hips a little bit side to side. Kind of look from over one shoulder and then the other shoulder, and that can help to loosen up the low back. Okay, and then pause, lower down, Push up onto your hands and your knees, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Full deep breaths here. Spread your fingers, feel your thumb root down, your first finger root down, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger. Feel an even grounding through all 10 fingers. And then look up, walk your feet up, top of the mat. Reach your heart forward. You can bring your hands up onto your shins, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees as much as you need to here. And then inhale, rise up, stretch up, palms together. And again, inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, bow forward and down. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Take an inhale. And then you have the choice. You can drop your knees down or lower all the way down from your center. Right? Sphinx or cobra, rise up. Lower down. Tuck your toes under. You can push up on your hands and knees or push back up through plank and all the way up and back for downward facing dog. And just have your gaze rest naturally right between your legs. Keep your eyes steady and your gaze soft. That's going to help to quiet our minds down here. When our eyes dart around, our brains kind of activates our brains. You don't need our brains here for yoga. And then after your exhale, look up, bring your feet up, maybe a little bit. Follow the directions. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, eyes up, stretch up, palms together. And again, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. And one more time, lower all the way down, either from the knees or the center. Inhale, cobra, rise up. And exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, lift your right leg up behind you. Turn your toes open, feel that hip roll open. Bend your knee, let your heel drop back almost towards your glutes. And then you can take little ankle rolls, rotating your foot in a circular motion. And then pause, and you can take a hip roll, rotating your knee in a circular motion. And then pause, straighten your leg, point your toes down, low lunge. Bring your foot up, back knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And just lift up out of your waist. Hook your right thumb behind your left. Pull your thumbs apart. So you can get your arms back in space. Bend your front knee, let your hips draw forward and down. And then let your head totally fall back and get your palms to touch. Now release your left hand to the inside of your foot. Let's take a gentle twist to the right. Reach your arm up. So you have the choice. You can stay right here or tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee up for that high lunge. And let's add a side stretch here. Turn your top palm forward, stretch your arm all the way over your head. That's it. And then look down, touch down, step back to plank. Okay, now this time you have a choice. So you can lower halfway down, chaturanga, and take up dog, or if that's too much on the wrists, the shoulders, the back, just stick with that cobra pose. And then exhale, down dog. Okay, lift your left leg up. Roll it open, bend your knee, let the heel drop back, getting this big stretch to the inner thighs, and then move your foot around, getting into the ankle joint. And then move your knee around, getting into the hip joint. And then pause, straighten your leg, point your toes down, low lunge, bring your foot up. So if you need to pick it up to get it there, we want to bring the foot all the way up in between the hands and inhale, reach your arms up. And then let's hook the left thumb behind the right. Okay, pull the thumbs apart. Find this little lift in your low belly, and then start to bend your front knee. Let your hips draw forward. And then let your head go back, opening up through your throat chakra, palms together, arms nice and straight. And release your right hand to the floor. Gentle twist to the left. Reach your arm up. Stay here or tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee up. If you've got that, push to the back foot. Make that back leg really straight. Let's add the side stretch. Turn your palm forward. Stretch your arm all the way up over your head. And then look down, touch down. Step back to plank. Now you can skip the vinyasa completely and go right to down dog. Otherwise, lower chaturanga or the floor, up dog cobra, and exhale, down dog. Full deep breaths. Right? Steadying your eyes right on your drishti, right between your legs. Feeling your palms root down. Lift and fan your toes, so you can kind of spread them. And then set your toes back down. Feel the ball mounts of your big toe as well as your pinky toe rooting down into the mat below you. Take one more full breath. And then look up, walk your feet up, top of the mat. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, stretch up. Palms together. Okay, now from here, let's bring the right foot forward, left foot back for warrior two. Do a few standing poses from upright. So you're gonna bend your front knee, back toes turn in just a little bit so the back heel is the furthest point back. Reach your arms out. Right. Take a peek at your knee, make sure it's right over your heel and it's tracking right over the center of your foot. Okay, and then we'll do a little dynamic movement. Turn your palms up, take an inhale. Lift up out of your waist, straighten your front leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, bend, warrior two, palms down. Inhale, reach up. Now stay up, triangle pose. Draw your right hip back. You can set your hand down on your shin if you got a block or the floor. You might be able to reach the floor. And try and lift your front kneecap. Straighten that front leg as much as you can. Turn your top palm forward. Stretch your arm all the way up over your head. Adding that side stretch again. Okay, now from here, hand on your hip. Let's do half moon pose, so bouncing pose. Look down towards the floor. Shift your weight forward. Roll your back toes open. And then see if you can stretch that top arm up towards the ceiling, firming your thigh. That's it, spreading the back toes, activating that back leg, continuing to breathe. And then hand on your hip, big step back. We're gonna rise up to warrior two. And then straighten your front leg, hands on your hips, turn your toes in, and then step up top of the mat. And then we'll switch sides. So left foot forward, right foot back, warrior two. Stretch your arms out. So first take a peek at that front knee. Make sure it's right over the heel or a little behind it. We just don't want it to go in front of it. Back toes turn forward slightly. Turn your palms to the ceiling. Take an inhale. Lift above your waist, straighten your front leg. And then warrior two. Moving with your breath. Big inhale. Take up all this space, get all this expansion. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach up, stay up, triangle pose. Draw your left hip back. Set your hand down and reach your other arm up. We want this one line of energy from your bottom hand to your top hand. Right. Just opening up these energy channels. Turn your top palm forward. Stretch your arm all the way up over your head. Adding that side stretch. Keep pushing down through the outer edge of your back foot. Okay, now hand on your hip. Look down towards the floor. Half moon pose. Shift your weight forward. Pull your back toes open. Lift your belly away from your front thigh. And then once you find your balance, you can stretch that top arm up. And spread the back toes, activate that leg where it wants to kind of drop down, resist it back up. And then hand on your hip, big step back, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, turn your toes in, stay here, hands on your hips, elbows back, Prasarita Padottanasana A, fold forward. Bring your hands to the ground. If you need to, wiggle your feet out or bring them in a little bit, and then let the crown of your head go. Walk your hands in between your legs. Okay, and then inhale up halfway. Hands onto your hips, elbows back, rise all the way up to standing. Feet together, top of the mat. Okay, so chair pose. Feet together or hip distance apart. Bend your knees. Sit back as though you're sitting into a chair. Reach your arms up. Look down towards the floor. Pull your knees back so you can see your toes. And then try and lift your arms up, your chest up a little bit higher. And then exhale, fold forward and down. Straighten your legs. Let it go. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank and lower with control. Chaturanga or all the way down to the floor. Inhale, take your back bend, cobra, sphinx, or up dog. And exhale, down dog. And from down dog, lift your right leg up behind you. Let's come into high lunge. Bring your foot up. Keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Okay, so from here, we're going to take a twist. Right hand on your thigh, left elbow comes around. Palms together in front of your heart. You can always drop the back knee down in that low lunge if this balance is tricky. You need a little more support today. All right, keep the back knee up. Each breath, just twisting a little bit more. Trying to resist your belly away from your thigh. Okay, release your hands down. Pause, drop your back knee down. Runner stretch. So slide your front heel forward, lift your toes, lift your chest, and exhale, fold. Inhale up halfway. Let's try and go a little bit further, sliding your front heel forward, extending out through the back leg, rocking a little bit side to side. Hanuman. And then bow forward and down. Inhale, rise up, pull your foot back so you're on your knees. Sit back onto your heels. Baby camel. Hands behind your back. Lift your chest, lift your hips. Let your head go. And then lower down. Walk your hands forward. Come to down dog. Stay there or clear it out with a vinyasa. All right, so you have the choice to come forward to plank, lower chaturanga, take your up dog, and exhale, down dog. Okay, lift your left leg up. High lunge, bring your foot up. Back knee stays lifted. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Okay, now twisting to the left. Left hand on your thigh, right elbow comes around. Palms together, lift your chest up. Lift your belly up. So you're not collapsing over that front thigh. And then with each exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. Okay, release your hands down. Drop your back knee down, runner stretch. Slide your front heel forward, lift your toes, bow forward. So if you're feeling a little tight today, just trying to target all the parts of the body. This is a good one for the backs of the legs. Okay, inhale, lift up. Now let's just try and go a little bit further forward. Slide your heel forward. You don't have to go into the full splits here, but just getting a little more space, rocking side to side, getting those hips to loosen up. And just notice what's happening in your jaw. See if you can relax your jaw a little bit more. That'll help the hips release here. Okay, and then bow forward and down. Rise back up. Now pull your foot back so you're on the hands and knees. Sit back onto your heels. Baby camel. Lift up. Lower down. Now walk your hands forward. Come to table position. Actually, let's walk the hands forward. Come back to down dog. Stay there or clear it out with the vinyasa. Your choice. Just open up through the backs of the legs here for a moment, kind of feeling hopefully a little bit more open there now. Okay, now come down onto your knees. So let's do bird dog, alternate arm and leg extension. So from table position, tuck your right toes under, extend your left leg back, tuck those toes under. Pour the weight into your left hand and reach your right arm up. And your arm is right next to your ear. Now draw your belly up towards your spine and float that left leg up. Turn the toes in so you're slightly pigeon-toed and feel how that widens your low back. So this is really good for back strengthening here. Stay here and hold it. And then set it down. Other side. Tuck your right toes under, extend your left leg back, tuck those toes under, pour the weight into your right hand, reach your left arm up. Belly lifts in and up, and then float your right leg up, turn the toes down and in and feel how that widens your low back. Feel how your arm wants to drop down, resist it back out, and then reach out in opposite directions. Hold it here and keep breathing. And set it down. Okay, we're gonna switch sides again. Right arm, left leg. Now this time we're gonna add core work. You're gonna make a fist with your hand. Pull your elbow and your knee together. And then extend out. And again, take that fist, pull it in. Extend out. And pull it in. Extend out. And pull it in. And extend out. One more time. Pull it in. Okay, extend out, set it down, switch sides, left arm, right leg. You can always tuck the left toes under for added stability. Make a fist, pull your elbow and your knee in, try and scoop out your belly, bring that knee as high as you can, extend out, and pull it in. Extend out, and pull it in. Two more times, extend out, pull it in, extend out, and pull it in. Okay, extend out, set it down, baby camel, sit back onto your heels, hands behind your back, lift up. Let your head go. And then lower down. Okay, walk your hands forward, come to down dog. You can clear it out with the vinyasa or stay right there. Okay, full deep breaths. Okay, after your exhale, look up, bring your feet up top of the mat. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, sit back, stretch your arms up. Now stay here, we're gonna take a twist. Right hand on your thigh, left elbow comes around. Palms together. Try and lift your chest up. So now look down towards the floor. Pour the weight into your right foot and step your left foot back for the high lunge. Lift your chest, that's it. Okay, now look down towards the floor and we're gonna bring it in reverse. Bring that foot back up. Hard transition. Inhale, rise up to Utkatasana chair pose, other side. Left hand on the hip, right elbow comes around, palms together. Lift your chest up. Now look down towards the floor. Step your right foot back for high lunge. Right, might take a couple steps. Get that rotation. And then we're gonna take it in reverse. Step that back foot forward. Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold forward and down, let it go. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank and lower chaturanga or the floor. Cobra up dog. And exhale, down dog. From down dog, come down onto your knees and your elbows, and we'll set up for dolphin pose or headstand, right? So if you need a little bit of wall space to do headstand, go for it. Otherwise, elbows, shoulders apart, interlace your fingers. For dolphin, tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back. And then we're just trying to draw the chest back towards the thighs. If you're in that headstand, extending the legs up, working on any leg variation that you want. Both options really good for strengthening and opening the shoulders, the upper back. If you're in that dolphin pose, pour the weight into your left foot and lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then set it down, switch. Set it down, stretch back evenly, and then drop your knees down, child's pose. Shift your hips back. Take your time if you're still working in the headstand. If you're in child's pose, start to crawl your fingertips forward, lift your elbows up. Kind of cup your hands, let your shoulders and chest relax down. Okay, and then everyone meet up here in child's pose on your mat. And then palms flat. Come on your hands and knees. Let's come to down dog. And from down dog, lift your right leg up behind you. Pigeon pose. Bring your knee up towards the right edge of your mat. Foot over towards your left wrist. Slide your back knee back to try and get the hips a little bit lower, and then walk your hands forward and come down on your elbows or all the way down onto your forehead. And then root your back toes down, especially the pinky toe, keeping the back leg nice and wide. Relaxing your shoulders. Just pouring your breath into that right hip. So take an inhale. When you exhale, imagine you're using your breath to break up any holding in that right hip. Just directing it into that space. And just scan your body from your head all the way down to your toes and see if you can soften any other part of your body that could use releasing. Just consciously softening. Couple more, get even heavier towards the floor. Okay, and then rise up. Let's take a thigh stretch here. Right hand in front, reach back, grab your foot, draw your heel in, turn your hips and your chest forward. Right, and then you can just stay right here or play with lifting your arm up. Have a fun variation. And then set it down, come to down dog. Again, vinyasa, always an option depending on your energy level this morning. And then lift your left leg up, pigeon. Bring your knee up a little bit wider than your hip, so over to the edge of the mat. Doesn't matter how far forward or back your front foot is, it's really depending on how open you are in the hips and where you kind of feel the best stretch. And then rooting down through your back toe, especially the pinky toe, focusing on your breathing, and directing each exhale into that left hip. And just scanning your body again, from your fingertips to your toes, and seeing where else you could soften, and even just like 5% more, 10% more, 2% more. Last breath here. Okay, and then come up. Let's take a thigh stretch here, right hand in front. Reach back, draw your foot in. Stay there. You can even get up on your fingertips or reach your arm up to you. Okay, good. Release, come to down dog. Let's all clear it out to vinyasa. Come forward to plank. Lower chaturanga or the floor. Inhale. Up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Take a big inhale through your nose. Open up your mouth and exhale it out. And again, inhale through your nose. Open up your mouth, big sigh. Last time, big inhale. Scrunch up all the muscles in your face, hold it. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue, lion's breath, big roar. Then come down onto your knees, swivel your legs forward, come onto your back for bridge pose. Okay, so bend your knees so you can just reach back and touch your heels. Lift your hips up, interlace your fingers underneath your back. And then from here, pour the weight into your left foot and lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Now from here, we're going to lower the hips to tap the hands and lift your hips back up. And lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, and lift. 2 more times, lower, and lift, and lower, and lift. Set your right foot down, pour the weight into your right foot, extend your left leg up, same thing. Just lowering the hips and lifting up, pulsing up and down, lower and lift, lower and lift. So this actually helps to support the low back. Lift, lower and lift. 2 more times, lower, lift, lower and lift. Set your foot down. Lift your hips up evenly and lower all the way down. And then do windshield wipers here. So extend your arms up to your sides and just drop your knees over to the right. Come back to the center, drop them over to the left, and just go back and forth here. Okay, now come back to the center. Now we're going to do a wave bridge. So dynamic bridge here. So arms by your sides. You're going to inhale, lift your hips, lift your chest, reach your arms up over your head. And then your exhale, you're going to lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. See if you can feel each vertebrae make contact with the floor as you lower. Bring your hands down, let your tailbone get heavy. And then with an inhale, tuck your tail under, lift your hips, lift your arms, lift your chest, reach your arms all the way to the floor over your head. And then your exhale, lowering one vertebrae at a time. So just nice massage for your spine, mobility for the spine. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, pushing down one vertebrae at a time. Arms down, tailbone heavy. And then reach your arms out to your sides and windshield wipers, just going back and forth. Getting the low back to release. Okay, and then come back to the center. From here, let's hug the knees into the chest. Rock a little bit side to side, lengthening your tailbone down as you draw your knees up, giving yourself a little hug here. And then set your feet down. Let's take a spinal twist. Cross your right leg over your left. Lift and scoot your hips a little bit to the right. Reach your right arm over your right, and then drop your knees to the left. And then just close your eyes here. Feeling this rotation in your spine and your mid-back, where we tend to carry a lot of tension and holding. Now we're slowing the body down. See if you can make the breath even more pronounced now, even fuller, even deeper, without straining, just more intention into it. Okay, come back to the center, uncross, cross the other way. Scoot your hips a little bit to the left before you drop them to the right. Chin over your left shoulder, close your eyes. Long, slow breaths. Okay, and then come back to the center. Now uncross your legs, grab a hold of your right knee and hug your knee up towards your chest and extend your left leg down onto the floor. Now from here, either interlace your fingers behind your thigh and extend your leg up, or reach up and grab your big toe. Might not be able to get it. If not, just hold the thigh, or you can use a strap. And then close your eyes here. Another big stretch to the back of your leg. Okay, from here, we're gonna open up the leg to the right. Look out over your left shoulder. Big stretch in the inner thigh, keeping the left side of your waist down. And then come back up. Let's take the revolve variation. So grab a hold of the outside of your foot or your knee and extend your leg across your body. This time, your right side of your waist is gonna lift up. Look over your opposite shoulder. Big stretch for the hamstrings and also the outer hips, the IT bands. And then come back up to the center. Now, reach for your foot with both hands. Lift your head and shoulders up, recline splits. A little bit easier than when we did it seated and upright. And then lower your head, lower your leg all the way down. Okay, other side. Hug your left knee up to your chest. Extend your right leg down. Extend your leg up towards the ceiling by grabbing the big toe or the back of the leg. Stay here, kind of letting your left hip plug down into the ground. Opening up with each breath, each exhale, a little more space through the back of the leg. And then open up your leg to the left. Toes turn down, inner heel up. And then come back up. Let's take it across now. Bring the leg across your body. Look out over your left shoulder. Hip will be lifted. And then come back up to the center. Now, reach for your foot or leg with both hands. Lift your head and shoulders up, recline splits. And then lower your head, lower your leg all the way down. Okay, from here, happy baby pose. Grab a hold of the outsides of your feet. Bring your knees wider than your torso. Pull your feet straight down. Lengthen your tailbone down as you draw your toes towards your face. And then set your feet down, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees open. If this bothers, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. If this bothers your low back, bring your feet wide and your knees together. All right, so your choice. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, closing your eyes. And then just coming back to that breathing, right? A little more awareness around the breath. Here at the end of the practice, starting the breath in your low belly. Almost like a balloon, feeling it fill up with energy, oxygen, prana, vitality. And on your exhale, letting everything soften, release, relax even more. Just keep going back and forth. And see if you can even find a little pause between each breath. Between the inhale and the exhale, and the exhale and the inhale. And then just locating where you are now here at the end of the practice, right? How do you feel mentally? How do you feel emotionally? How do you feel physically? And how do you feel spiritually? Noticing without having to change anything, do anything. Just cultivating awareness. And bring your hands to the outsides of your legs. Draw your knees together. Everyone hug your knees into your chest one final time. And then extend your legs out and we'll come into Shavasana. Final resting pose. So take a moment to set it up. Cover up if you need to. Always helpful to, put on a hoodie or socks. And turn off your lights. That feels good. And then we'll just rest here, letting the body, the nervous system process all the poses, all the breath work. Just being in this complete state of receptivity. Nothing to do, nothing to solve, nothing to accomplish. Just savoring this feeling of being. Okay. Just keeping everything really nice and still. Just bring your awareness back to your breath, located in your body. And just allow it to expand a little bit out from that space. And then wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms up over your head and take a nice long stretch. And then bend your knees, roll over onto your side. Stay there for a couple breaths. Just stay really nice and heavy and relaxed. And then use your hands to push yourself up to a seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Drop your chin down towards your hands. And just ask yourself, how do I choose to move through the rest of my day? And see if you can just think of one word, with ease, with lightness, with joy, groundedness, strength, steadiness, whatever comes to mind for you, just one word. And just let that be kind of the intention that we carry with us through the rest of the day. Let's seal it in with a breath. Take a nice inhale through your nose. Open up your mouth and exhale it out. Namaste.